Hey everyone, I am here with Space Lasers, and we're
Hi,
here to
Ashley.
Hey guys,
You're looking so lovely.
Thank
I love your green
you.
dress.
Same to you.
I like your
Same to
robe.
you. I like
Thank
your
you.
robe.
That's great.
Thank you. This is
You
just
just
my
got out of
everyday
bath.
attire.
Glad you could take a second to out of your shower to come over and talk
You're
to,
welcome. You're welcome.
talk to the lovely host here.
We are here to talk about Bolero Funk, and actually, this is actually one of the first songs I ever heard you guys play.
Oh, really?
Live, yes.
Nice.
So curious.
How much did you hate it? Like 1 to 10?
That was my first introduction into Space Lasers, but I'm just curious, how did this song help you guys find your sound?
Well, Andrew has referred to this one as a Space Lasers deep cut.
Oh.
Like if you really,
really?
like if you really want to get into Space Lasers, like you're not gonna, it's not like pop or anything that you're gonna attract an audience. I think you'd have to be a fan of Space Lasers before you could like this, maybe.
Interesting.
I'll counter that. I would say that this is for the musicians. You know, this is not for the casuals. This is for people who are like in for going on a musical journey. So likely musicians or other folks who are into instrumental music. But yeah, this is the most prog of all the songs we've got.
Interesting. Okay. So it starts out with a synth vibe. We got like some Stranger Things going through it. What was the inspiration?
So that one, I knew that I wanted a synth intro, and I wasn't into synths as much because we recorded this a while ago. And my friend Louis Girard, I probably butchered that. He's a French guy.
It sounded great, bud.
And I went over to his house, and I was like, I need some synth like on these chords. And he was like, all right. And we got all geeky and recorded it at his house one day. Mm-hmm. And I just sent it over, and we tacked it on the beginning of our
And now it's on
there.
our sample pad, so
yeah, that's right.
we can play it now every time.
Yeah.
Except I don't like
it's got that
to do
little
it
futuristic.
I know.
I want to get weird on my own.
Yeah, you've got the
You can do it.
Yeah.
THX home theater intro now for this song. So it's like, do we want to do that where Tom actually plays it and it sounds like, this movie intro THX thing, or do we want to do like the album accurate one?
Yeah.
Well, and that was
I think.
my next question, because this song, we talked in prior podcasts about having structure to songs that are very, have that tonality. Mm-hmm. This one is, you can take it anywhere. It could be a jam band on the road. So when you do play it live, do you throw in any twists, turns, or is it?
No, actually, because it is very structured. But it's something you have to follow very closely to get to follow that structure, because it's like 4 times through this chord progression, and then the bridge, and then 2 times through the chord progression. Mm-hmm. So.
And then there's like a bar of 5 thrown in randomly there.
Yeah, that's right.
No, I mean it does. I can imagine like people that would just like walk in, they'd be like, "Oh, these guys are just jamming." But I mean, especially for me, and when we first recorded the song, Tom's like, "Just go," and it's such a busy song for me playing it. One, it makes me uncomfortable because I feel like it's too much half the time I play the dang thing. But it is one where I have to like focus. There's stops and starts, and some of the, if you'd call them, verses. Mm-hmm. So it is one I have to especially pay attention to. Not only just timing, but just like there's so much color that I add.
Yeah.
That sometimes I feel it's unnecessary, and then I look at Tom and he's like, "Yeah, do more."
Yeah, man. Like do more even than you're doing now. I would say like just go ridiculous.
That's so interesting to the late ear though, because it's like you just feel like it is a jam.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's very, very laid out. Like it's mapped out
and
to every note almost.
Yeah, and I'd say for me, even though Tom's primary writer on this, I'd say pretty much 100%. Even the bass solo Tom wrote, and it's just badass. I love it, and every time I nail that bass solo, I feel pretty good. But this song reminds me a lot of Genesis, like their first album as a 3-piece, like after Peter Gabriel left, and then their guitarist Steve Hackett had left, and it was just down to 3 guys like we are right now. And they had an album Duke, and that album Duke starts off with Behind the Lines, which is like,
that's a great tune.
Yeah, which it gets into a vocal section, but the prelude to all the vocals kind of reminds me of this a little bit, and I was like, oh, this is where this band is going, and I like it.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting too that like when this song, I don't even know how it started. It probably started, I feel like, with a piano lick.
Yeah.
Like 9 times out of 10, if Tommy writes it, it's starting with a piano lick. But it's sometimes we just immediately know this song is not gonna have words. And to me,
I
like
was gonna
we
ask
knew.
that. Like, how do you make that decision?
Did you really?
Yeah,
I totally blacked that out.
I sent a version with vocals to Tom Michael, and you guys don't remember it, but that's because it wasn't memorable. It was better without them.
It's just interesting. Like,
Well, this song came, honestly, I'll say I can tell you exactly what inspired it was the Tiny Desk concert of a band called Go Go Penguin, which is like a British trio, sort of jazz trio. And they're just so great. And they do this sort of breakbeat behind a jazz piano and an upright bass. And I was like, I want that sound. I want to do something that sounds like that.
Did I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
like, I
cool.
mean, I was just
making
like,
sure.
give me a breakbeat. And you're like, okay. Whatever, you know.
Yeah, in fact, I can remember the vocals for it too.
Okay.
It was the lyrics had something like "Animals we are, made of fallen stars, screaming, crying naked," something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, do you remember that at all?
No.
Yeah. Anyway,
Maybe
Well,
we'll drop that in like
yeah.
a sneak peek version.
Yeah, there you go. We'll give you another version.
Well, go check out Bolero
Andrew.
Funk, playing now on Spotify and wherever you get your music.
Thanks.
Thank you,
guys.
Ashley. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.